Hey, I'm John, and whether I'm building products or hosting chaotic virtual game nights, I've learned that the best moments often get buried in hours of raw footage. Recently, our crew gathered for a massive online poker night, and while it was an absolute blast, we ended up with an hour of screen recording that nobody had the time to watch. We had dramatic bluffs, impossible folds, and plenty of trash talk, but scrubbing through a full hour just to find those golden nuggets is a total nightmare. That is exactly where a tool like Vizard becomes my secret weapon, turning that messy pile of raw data into a highlight reel that actually gets people excited. Think about it. You have separate audio tracks, chat logs, and game metadata, and you want to transform that clutter into snackable content for TikTok or Instagram. Vizard is built to take that long, messy recording and turn it into ready-to-post content without you having to babysit an editor for hours on end. The flow starts by recording everything in a way that keeps individual sources separate, because having isolated camera and mic files is absolutely crucial. If you have distinct tracks, you can easily isolate specific reactions, focus on the person winning the hand, or cut to the dealer when things get heated. We also make sure to capture text chat and game metadata, like when a hand finishes or a big pot is won, because that context tells the actual story. Next, Vizard's AI hops in, using automatic transcription and diarization to identify exactly who said what and when. It combines those transcripts, the chat timeline, and the game state data to scan the entire session for high drama moments that viewers naturally react to. Instead of manually scrubbing through hours of video, Vizard automatically surfaces those precise timestamps for the big wins and the shocking folds. What I really love is how Vizard doesn't just look at audio peaks, but uses multiple signals like chat sentiment and visual cues to score moments for shareability. If the chat goes crazy after a ridiculous comeback, Vizard knows that's a priority, while it completely ignores those long, quiet stretches of nothing happening. That makes the final output feel incredibly focused and punchy, keeping the energy high and the pacing tight enough for modern social feeds. Once the key moments are identified, Vizard automatically assembles them into perfectly sized clips, whether you need 15 seconds for Reels or 30 for TikTok. It even lets you add captions, branding elements, and overlays, meaning you get a polished final piece without spending hours on design work. There's no need to export a mountain of files and hand them off to a designer, because the platform handles the compositing so creators can keep moving fast. Now, let's be real for a second, because there are other tools out there. But manual editors like Premiere are powerful yet slow, and some AI tools just make generic, context-free cuts. Vizard stands in the middle as the perfect solution, because it's not just a basic editor or a scheduling calendar, it's a platform that actually understands social content. The feature that truly changed how my team operates is the auto schedule, which lets you set a cadence and then lets the AI handle the rest. You want a steady drip of content to keep your channel alive without thinking about it, so you set your preferences and let the AI space everything out perfectly. It even optimizes your posting times based on when your audience is awake and scrolling, which is a massive game changer for maintaining a multi-platform presence. Then there's the content calendar, which I use like a cockpit to preview upcoming posts, tweak captions, and approve everything in one single organized place. If something is performing super well, you can manually bump similar clips higher in the queue, or pause a series if you need to pivot your strategy. It is honestly perfect for teams or creators who are juggling multiple editors and partners, because everything is transparent and totally editable. And for the techies out there, Vizard gives you a timeline JSON of the moments it plans to use, which is incredibly powerful if you want to integrate it into a bigger cloud workflow. You can feed that timeline into your own automated compositor to pull exact tracks from your storage, or even programmatically add your own custom overlays. But if you aren't into that, don't worry, because the out-of-the-box tooling already covers 90% of what most creators will ever need. I should be honest, no tool is perfect, and Vizard isn't trying to be everything for everyone, but its sweet spot is definitely scaling short-form output from long-form recordings. While some competitors might get clunky with team workflows or charge by the clip, Vizard is priced and structured specifically for virality and consistency. So, looking back at our poker night, instead of sending that boring hour-long file, we posted 3 sharp clips that actually got tons of engagement. We had a big win highlight, a funny meme-ready moment, and a compilation of best bluffs, and the whole process took minutes instead of hours. If you make podcasts, gameplay streams, or interviews, there's a massive upside to turning that content into bite-sized, platform-optimized snippets. Vizard makes the workflow feel completely natural. You capture the footage, let the AI find the highlights, and then use the calendar to manage your entire output. It keeps the creative work high level and makes the boring, busy work vanish, giving you the time to focus on actually being a creator. If you want to save time and get your long-form content working harder for you, Vizard is definitely worth a look for your next project. It has become my go-to for turning long, messy sessions into viral-ready snippets without any of the usual editing grind. So, grab your backlog of old videos, give it a spin, and watch how fast you can fill a month's worth of social posts with zero extra effort. Trust me, once you see how easily your content starts performing, you'll never look at a raw hour-long recording the same way again.